Today I'm doing an experiment with my Palmetto AR-10 16-inch, and I'm going to be shooting this Freedom Munitions 147 grain, okay? And I got the primary arms 1 to 10 by 24 first focal plane scope. Now, I don't have any relationships whatsoever with any of these companies, okay? I don't talk to them, nothing. I just buy the best budget stuff that I can buy, okay? So what I want to do now, right, is what I've done is I've filled up the whole magazine, 20 rounds of this 147 grain 308 in this Lancer mag. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be shooting 200 yards, okay? And my goal is I'm going to shoot off all 20 rounds as fast as I can and still stay in the scope. And that's the challenge, because this is really a non-issue when I shoot the AR-15. With AR-15, you know, like, you can stay in the scope. The recoil is so light that it, you know, I mean, it really, I mean, you may move your reticle off the target, but you never actually lose. It doesn't throw you out of scope. It's not like, you know, you have to get like back on target. So this is sure to give me a headache. Okay. Yes, that is one of the things with 308. You shoot enough of it, you will get a headache. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off in 6, right? And we're gonna see how 6 magnification works. Now, what I'm trying to, I have an 8 by 11 paper out there, 8 by 11. Okay, so basically about the size of a head at 200 yards. Okay, so basically we're trying to hit a head at 200 yards. Okay, or if you know, basically if that was pushed back, I mean, that's what a torso would look like at about, I don't know, 500 yards ish. So the goal here is that we want to want to fire as fast as we can, but still get hits on a relatively small target. That's 6. Let's go up to 8. I had no trouble keeping the scope on target with that. So I'm not losing it completely, but I do have to work a little bit harder. Let's go to 10. I'm gonna try and shoot that as fast as I can and still stay on it. Okay, 10 works. I mean, I guess when I shoot, when I'm shooting for like accuracy, I guess I have very high expectations. You know, I have very high expectations, so like I don't like that I come off the target even for a little bit. Let's go back down to 6, because I think 6 is a good place where you can like really like bang them out there and have some situational awareness, like be able to, you know, have that wider field of view. I don't know how many rounds I got in here. I'm out of ammo. So that was an interesting experiment, because I went into this with a different mindset. Because usually when I'm shooting for accuracy, I'm thinking of like, you know, concentrate, you know, keeping my chevron on the, you know, on the bullseye that I've set up. And I usually set up as an upside down triangle, so I match up the 2 triangles, and I'm like really focusing on trying to hold on the bullseye. You know, with this mindset that I had now, it was like, I'm not looking for like a one MOA grouping. I just need to get effective hits on target. So it worked pretty good in 6. I mean, it worked very good in 6. It worked in 8. It even worked in 10 magnification. And I think that had to do with the fact that, you know, like I had lower expectations, you know. Let's put it that way. So starting in 6 and going up to 8 is probably a good way to approach this. This is the first time I'm doing this with an AR-10, you know, doing this rapid fire. Let me just see how. Yeah, I mean the barrel's warm. Yeah, it's actually hot. You can't. So after 20 rounds, like if I like hold my, if I would have pinched down on it, that will burn. Nothing on the handrail yet. So that's interesting. Yeah, let's go downrange and look at the target. Well, let me give you guys a close up at this rifle. All right, so that's the PA-10 Gen 3 10-inch. I've had the 20-inch upper, so I recently got this 16-inch. So it's got the Lancer mag, and the scope is the primary arms 1 to 10 by 24 GLX. It works really good on this. This scope was a little bit too big for my AR-15s. It was a little awkward because with this scope, in order to have the right eye relief, I have to move it all the way to the front of the upper receiver, you know, and you don't want to go on a handguard. So on the AR rifle, I didn't have enough eye relief in the back, so I had to extend the stock. Because the AR-10 upper is a little bit longer, you got more rail slots, so I'm able to keep my stock in the same position here. And I've got good eye relief. Okay, so I got the bubble level there. That really helps. And I still got enough space here to put like a rear flip up sight and a front flip up sight there. And the hybrid guard is really nice because that takes a little weight off of the rifle. The only thing, this is a 15-inch rail. If I had a choice, I would have got like a 13 or 12-inch rail. I think that would have been sufficient because where I normally grip it, you see where I have like, this is like, I use this 3-slot rail here as a hand stop, not a hand stop, as an anchoring point. So that's where I put my hand. So this area, this hand guard from here to here is really not necessary for me. Yeah, this is also where I attach my bipod. Moving the bipod further up is better, but I'm not going to have 2 3-slot rails, so I just make use of this one, okay? Let's go look at the hits over there. We put 20 shots out there. Let me see how many hits I got. Guys, we're coming up on our group, and I am like ecstatic. I can tell you guys. I mean, I can see from back here, that group looks fucking good, man. For the rate of fire I had going on. Fucking 308's dug a fucking hole over there in the rocks. Let's see, did we get all? Get this. There we go. Did we get all 20 on here? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Fuck, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fuck, I lost track. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 is up there. So we got one miss, one off the paper up there. So we got 19 out of 20 on the paper at the rate of fire that you guys saw. All right, on this 8x11 paper. The total group, 6 inches. Well, including the miss, we've got 6.5 inches. Six inches. Now I'm looking at it without the miss. If we call those two a flyer over there, 2 and 2, and let's look at the best. Because no, let's look at the rest and let's knock out those two that are like at the furthest over there. We are at about 5 inches. So we got like a cluster, like a 5-inch cluster here at 200 yards, right? This is 200 yards shooting, okay? So we got a 5-inch cluster at 200 yards. So that's like a 2.5 MOA for that rate of fire. And then with the all 20 gives us about 6.5. So that's like a 3.5. Yeah, 6.5. So that's like a 3.25 MOA with that rate of fire. Guys, I mean, this thing fucking rocks, man. You know, I like shooting at 200 yards. I find that when I shoot at 100 yards, you know, first of all, like, it doesn't exaggerate, like, the errors enough. so sometimes the groups are a little bit too tight. And the other thing is that at 100 yards, I don't get excited. You know, it just doesn't excite me as much as, like, the further out I go, the more excited I get. So, like, the effort that I generally put into 200 yards is a lot more. When you guys see me go to the 500-yard range, you know, I'll put even more effort. Although a lot, you know, those tend to be more prone shooting position. With the, I mean, I don't have the gun bagged in the back when I shoot 500 yards. Usually, I'm just shooting prone. So 200 yards for me is like a really good place where it's like my excitement level gets up enough where I concentrate and I try hard. Although, you know, at 200 yards, I've gotten 1M away a bunch of times with 4 out of 5 shots. And now with the 20 shots, all 20, I mean, this is really good, guys. That's a good fucking group if you're going for headshots at 200 yards, man. So let me know what you guys think, man. Drop some comments. I'm also going to include an AR-10 playlist below and also a scope playlist in the comments and the description. Hey everyone, I want to give you guys some feedback after having watched the video where I was fast firing these 20 shots at 200 yards. Okay, so watching the video, I can clearly see that I'm shooting the fastest when I'm in 6x. Okay, when I zoomed up to 8x, I slowed down a little bit. When I went up to 10x, I slowed down even more. Okay, I could not tell while I was shooting that I had slowed down as I went up in magnification. I thought I was shooting at the same rate, but when I'm watching the video, I can see that that there's a difference, right? I slowed down a little bit when I went to 8, and I slowed down even more when I went to 10. So if you guys watch my other videos where I'm shooting at 200 yards for maximum accuracy, right, trying to hit 1M away groups at 200 yards, the max magnification really helps, right? Because I have a better holding point on the bullseye. So if you're going for max accuracy, more magnification I think helps. Okay, especially as you go to further distances. You know, you're able to center your reticle, your hold, whatever you're using in your reticle, your holding point or your bullet drop. You're able to center it better on the target. So the more magnification helps when you're going for maximum accuracy, but zooming back a little bit helped me today, all right, as I saw in the video when I was going for more speed. Okay, so it's really a different mindset. Okay, that's the best way to describe it, because when I'm and here's the interesting thing: when I'm trying to get like maximum accuracy at 200 yards, and I'm holding my breath, it almost seems like I'm being thrown out sometimes from the scope. Okay, I went into a different mindset now, because I wasn't trying to get a 1 MOA group or even a 2 MOA group. I was just trying to get effective hits on a head-sized target at 200 yards. So I went in with a different mindset where I wasn't like holding my breath. I was just trying to bang the shots out as fast as I could and still hold on that target. So with that different mindset, I found that, I definitely wasn't getting thrown out of the scope at 6. I was able to reasonably stay on it at 8. But even at 10, I didn't feel like I was getting thrown out of the scope at all. So I think that had to do more with the mindset, just the way I approached it, versus when I go trying to get like maximum accuracy. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but just holding the whole breath, the breath, taking that shot. It might just be that I'm more sensitive to the scope moving on me, and where, like, let's say it maybe blinks out for a split second, I can see it more. Whereas when I'm going for faster shooting, I just wasn't noticing as much. So the point the conclusion I'm arriving to here is that this is really, first of all, this is a great scope to have on this AR-10, because it gives me that flexibility where I can dial it back to 6 magnification for the fast shooting, but then go up to 10 if I need really good 1 MOA shots at 200 yards. So I like having that flexibility. I think it's a really good scope for a DMR gun. I'm a big fan of 5.56 DMR guns, you know, on soft, fleshy things. AR-10, this goes beyond more than just trying to hit soft, fleshy things. To me, this is anti-material, right? Once we get into 308, you know, it's particularly anti-vehicle, right? That's where this, I think this really stands out, right? If you're trying to, if you got like a Mad Max apocalypse type of situation where you got like cars trying to, you know, like charging at you, where you can start engaging them at 500 yards, you know, and try to stop them with 308, which you're going to be able to do a lot more effectively than 5.56. Other important point here is that this is a first focal plane scope, right? You can see the FFP. That's really important if you're going to dial back, okay? Because if you got a second focal plane scope and you dial back on the magnification, the measurements in the reticle are no longer accurate, okay? Only the center aiming point is accurate. So what's going to happen is if you have a second focal plane scope and you dial back, let's say from 10, because I got a 1 to 10 by 28 second focal plane version of this, and if I were to dial back to 6, and I try to shoot that, I'm going to impacting way high, like dangerously high, like you can shoot over your berm high. Okay, so first focal plane scope is really the way to go if you have a complex reticle and you got magnifications that go past 6 magnification, so that you can dial it back. Second focal plane scope, I guess it really is not going to matter that much if your scope only goes up to 6x, because the way I kind of see that is you're either going to be in 1x or you're going to go all the way up to 6x. You know, you really don't have, like, if you're going to be shooting at 200 yards, you're not going to try and shoot that at 5x or 4x. So I guess a second focal plane scope can work if you max out at 6 magnification. But if you're going over 6, if you're going up to 8, and definitely if you're going up to 10, absolutely must be first focal plane scope. Okay, so those are my afterthoughts on shooting this. And like I said, the thing that stood out from after watching my video is I can see how as I go from 6 to 8, I slow down a little bit, and then from 8 to 10, I slow down even more. Okay, so I'm going to include a playlist in the comments and the description below for all the AR-10 videos I've done, and also the scope and optics videos I've done. Okay, so thanks for watching. Talk to you all soon.